All right, welcome to episode 76. Hey, 1776. Anyway, of my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's a blog, there's a transcript, there's a video, and guess what? You can see it all. Articles, video, everything on the blog. And the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. All right. And let's see. The transcript is at rssr, S as in Sam, Sam.com, because I know I'm hard to understand. I try my best. I really do. Okay. And I'm speaking loud. I mean, I can't yell. If I yell in this little cheap thingy here, then it'll be like muffled. Um, all right. So it is July. Jeez, it's July. We're in July already. So much has changed since the last time we've gotten together, hasn't it? It's July 2nd, 2024. It is 1:25 in the morning. So, it's been 4 days since my last confession. I'm just kidding. 4 days since the last post. And it's been very quiet. Well, as far as what we're concerned with, there's a lot going on in Iraq that's good for Iraq, but not for the RV, right? Okay, one other thing. YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, you are not watching it at all. You are seeing the podcast and you just see one image, right? So if you would like to see the video, the real video, look under what you think is video and look for the word more. Click on the word more and another box opens and the link for the blog is there. I'm also putting the link to rss.com there and Robinhood. If you don't have a Robinhood account, you can open an account for free and get, I don't know, some kind of stock. But are you seeing the stock market? I know NVDA is going down, but that's a long play. So don't panic on NVIDIA. It's long, or, trade it, get in, get out. But, yeah. Anyway, okay, so I need to focus. All right. Yes. Okay, so that's that. All right, so now I'm just going to tell you some of the stuff that is not. So that's not on this blog. They had this huge celebration for the 155th Iraqi Press Day. People came from all over the world. They celebrated Friday night outside, Saturday night outside, and then Sunday in a auditorium, I guess you call it. They had another, the main. They were calling it the main celebration, the center celebration. Sadani did speak, but he didn't say anything about a raid or anything like that. Okay, now that's that. There's another. This is just for people who don't want to listen to the whole thing. I'm just going to hit these points. And then if you don't want to hear the other stuff, bye. You won't hurt my feelings. But give me a like or not a like. What is it? Join, follow, whatever. Okay, so the budget schedules are still not in the Gazette. They even printed, so today is July 2nd. They printed the Gazette, but it's dated yesterday, July 1st, and it does not have the budget schedules in it. Okay, so I feel we're going to have to wait those 15 days. If you're like, what 15 days? So last week, one day, and you can go back and look at the blogs here. See how it says 2024? If you click that, the previous blogs will pop down, right? But Thursday, I believe, I don't know, whichever. The there was a letter, I guess you'd call it a letter. The Supreme Court sent the budget schedules to the House of Representatives and said something to the effect of, yeah, there's appeals here, but they're not very serious appeals, and maybe you can handle them on your own. So we're sending these back to you, and we want to answer in 15 days. Then the very next day, there was big announcement everywhere. The president ratified, which means he signed, the budget schedules and sent them to the Gazette. But see, another thing that just happened to be perfect timing, right? When there's holidays, the websites, the news websites, some of them shut down, totally down. And then when they come back, rather than just print the news for that day, no, they go back and print all the news. They catch up, right? So I'm thinking maybe the big announcement that a lot of people are happy to see about the president signing the budget schedules, maybe that was old news. They were catching up from being on holiday. And the more current news was the 15 days. But guess what? There's not going to be an RV this week anyway because it's too close to our beloved 4th of July celebration here in America. And our Independence Day is the 4th of July. And it would just be a slap in the face to Iraq if they were allowed. I hate to say that. If it worked out where they were going to RV this close to our Independence Day, it would not be nice. I'll just say that. Or maybe they wouldn't care. So Donnie and them may be like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Let's just do it. But I don't think that's the case because they're very serious about protecting their sovereignty and appearing to be sovereign. So I doubt they would want that also. Okay, but I'm September, and honestly, if conflict, okay, the 3-letter word that starts with a W and ends with a R, but we can't say that word, but we can say conflict. If it expands to Lebanon, which it looks like it's going to, that's going to delay things even further. I believe. Okay. And I don't just believe that. In case you don't know me, I've been doing this I've been doing this since 2015. Can you believe that? Look at here. 2015 must have been my first blog. So I've been doing this a long time. Cycles, watching the cycles as they go, right? Oh, doggone it. I'm gonna pause. Okay, thank you for that. So, over the weekend, I was going through some stuff and I found a great article from 2016. Do you hear me? It's from 2016. So, 2016, all right? But if you're new to this, it shows how they talk about removing the 3 zeros, the project to delete the 3 zeros, and all the times that they tried to do it. Okay? So, excuse me, if you're someone who thinks this is never going to happen, they haven't tried to do this before, it has a good history. I'm putting it at the very bottom of the blog. Again, it's from 2016. It's an old article. Okay? All right. So anyway, so let's get back to, oops. All right. So the budget, right? We don't know what's going on with the budget. All we do know is it's not in the Gazette yet. This week, I think it's going to be slow because it's a short week here in America. Thursday is the holiday, the actual holiday. Friday is the day after, and many people get that day off, but not everyone. And then Saturday, Sunday is the holiday. I mean, the weekend. And then we go back to work. So it could be slow, maybe not. All right. So I'm just letting you know. In case I don't post, I only like to post when I have something that I think is good. And so that's everything. Okay. So this is, I think, is very encouraging. And it's the title article for the blog. Daddy Barzani, I don't know how to say this, but see him here? I wish I could put the son and the dad together. So Daddy Barzani has been in politics, the ruling family of Kurdistan, like forever, right? Um, I'm sure if you wanted to look up when he got in politics, you could. But anyway, he has not been to Baghdad. I apologize. Okay, hopefully they're done. He has not been to Baghdad for 6 years. So here's the title. Daddy Barzani in Baghdad on Wednesday for the first time in 6 years. What does he bring? So he's a Kurd. He's wearing his traditional. Well, actually, this picture right here, this is Sadani, but this is Sadani visiting him, right? So, it says the day after tomorrow, Wednesday, and it has the wrong date there. So Wednesday would be the 3rd, right? July 3rd. But whatever, he's going to be there. And so this is the main part. The visit can be described as not discussing pending files, but rather as a final culmination of the end of all technical and legal discussions on all current files. Well, at least those related to salaries and political crises, while the major files, such as the oil and gas law, as well as resuming oil, which has become a vicious circle between them, those will continue. But I feel the oil and gas law is pretty much done, right? And also another delegation is in. They arrived yesterday and they're working on that. So Barzani's visit also coincides with the Turkish incursion in ground operations it's carrying out in Dohuk, which is a mountainous region of Kurdistan. So they're going to be talking about things. They're talking about water issues. So these, I believe, will be hopefully they'll be pretty fruitful meetings. Just finalizing. Woohoo! I like that word, right? Okay. So here is, I've never seen this word before. Maronites. I believe is how you say that. But economist reveals the main factors that influence the implementation of whatever that is. So it's sounds good. You could read that if you like. We can skip that. Now here, oh, this picture. I like this picture. But anyway, so they haven't paid the people. they were supposed to pay them before Eid al-Adha. Some of them got paid, but some have not, and they still have not gotten paid. So I was wondering if maybe they were waiting for July 1st to get here. But guess what? July 1st was another celebration. 104 years of, I think it's Founders Day. I don't know what they founded 104 years ago, but so the banks were closed yesterday. So now today's July 2nd. We'll see if they get paid. But with dinar goggles on, I was thinking maybe they're holding off, hoping to pay them at a higher, the new rate. I don't think so. It didn't look like that happened though. All right, we're already at 15 minutes. There's another project with the World Bank, but they're granting people money instead of a loan. This was interesting, and it's the economic expert Mustafa Hantush. He had an article out on Sunday saying how direct banking investment is prohibited by order of the central bank. But if you read the article, it seems he's saying it would be helpful if the central bank would allow direct investment. And it would even play into financial liberalization for banks. I like that. And that's a term we hear occasionally. Okay, so I was happy to see that here. Why is Iraq telling their citizens about Japan's new banknotes? This was in Iraq's news, and they talk about they're going to have holographic images on their money. When does the money come out? It may be out already. No, next Wednesday. So this Wednesday, Japan's gonna release new notes, and here it is. If you want to read about it, it's on the blog. Okay, here, this was a encouraging article. The advisor to the Prime Minister, Mohammed Saleh, announced Iraq's completion of integration steps by providing safe environments to attract investment. And remember, Sudani said that last week sometime. He was telling people, hey, we're safe. We're safe. And again, they're talking about that Singapore investment agreement. All right, so if you want to read that, you can. And here, Sudani met with the European Development. Here we go. European Foundation for Dialogue and Development. He met with them and they talked about the world has realized the importance of Iraq's stability for international and regional security. All right, so you can read that. That's on the blog if you like. They did talk about economic reform and I think prospects for fruitful partnerships. All right, here the Iraqi resistance threatens. Yeah, I'm trying to say it right. The entity. Who's the entity? Sometimes it's us, sometimes it's Ice Cream Land. In this instance, it's Ice Cream Land. So they're threatening them. If you attack Lebanon, we will escalate our operations and target America's interests. So there's just more ramping up for this to happen. Okay. I pray it doesn't. I don't want it to, but it's looking like it's gonna. All right, here, a delegation from the Kurdish region government arrives in Baghdad. Remember I said they were there? I think they're going to be there all week. But they're discussing, I should say, outstanding problems between the two parties with the customs, crossing, and border outlets. So I think they're trying to get more of the Kurdish ports and such on the Escada system. Here's another complaint of the Popular Movement, which is one of the political movements. The American Embassy obstructs Iraq's ascension to the Belt and Road Initiative. In other words, we hold them back, right? Okay, so this is July 1st. Here's another little article talking about all the laws that are waiting. Parliament awaits consensus to pass a package of laws. This article just happens to say the oil and gas law is important. The most prominent of which are the oil and gas law and the general amnesty. So looks like they'll be back July 10th. Here I already talked about, here's the bank holiday and the postponement of salaries. There's another article. Okay, here's their, so the Hajj is over, right? Eid al-Adha is over. So some of those people are traveling back home so they can get dollars. And then there's another thing, another holiday is about to happen. I think it's the holiday of the 40th. So more people, more travelers are going to come back to Iraq. But anyway, so they've made some new guidelines to sell dollars, and it's going to start July 11th. Another article says July 14th. So we'll see what happens there. I apologize. We'll see what happens there. Here we are warning Baghdad against becoming a corridor between Iran and Lebanon. So that article's there if you'd like to read it. And, oh, okay, there's some other stuff going on too. See this? The American R Party? Grand Ole Party? You know what that is, right? Will hold an expanded and dangerous conference next week. So there's something going on. This guy right here, Representative Waltz, he has said some things to insult. Some people are taking it as an insult of the supreme judge. The highest judge in Iraq is of Iranian descent. Tell me how much sense that makes. Anyway, so all of a sudden, this guy Waltz decides to say something about him. Plus, the new ambassador lady, Tracy Ann Jacobson, I think is her name. She is very much against Iran. So the Iranian politicians are voicing their opinion. They don't want her. They don't want her to be the replacement for Alina Romanowski, but it looks like that's who it's going to be. Okay, so keep all of that. I doubt that has anything to do with stopping the RV, especially right now. But if this tarries, as my favorite book says, maybe it could add to it, right? Even though I'm still technically on September. Okay, we can skip that because they're 23 minutes. And I don't know if you read about that. Now, this was in Iraq's news. I saw this in Iraq's news, but I know it's in other news. Raising the alert status at military bases. The Pentagon reveals the reason. Read that if you like. All right. Here's the article about what's going on with the judge. All right. And here's his name, Congressman Mike Waltz. All right. Now this is good. So this is actually today, July 2nd. Raffidan Bank announces the implementation of the comprehensive banking system in 31 of its branches in Iraq. So I think the last time they made this announcement, it was 20 something, right? But then also, they have this system in a pharmacy in Basra. I don't know if it says that in here, but there's an article out. But, that's really not that important. Yeah, here it is. The comprehensive banking system in the pharmacist's branch in Basra. So they are really trying to get, I think they're moving quite fast, right? For modernizing. They got to get the whole country done. But anyway, so they're moving along as fast as they can. And it doesn't matter. I mean, people are going to be using cash anyway, right? That's why there's lower denominations we're waiting to see, right? In the ATMs, right? Right? Yeah. I haven't seen any more about the ATMs in case you're wondering. If I did, I would definitely post that. Okay, so if you want to read that. Okay, so now here is the article. Raising the 3 zeros from the Iraqi currency and the interim evaluation. Again, this is from 2016. Okay, so they go into the history because it goes back, way back in time, right? But here in 1931, a dinar had to be 7 grams of gold. And then they passed a new law in 1959. So it has a history, but this is very easy to read. And here, the Iraqi monetary and banking system continued to develop, and the value of the Iraqi dinar reached $3.3. So $3.30 until the beginning of the war with Iran. What war? I don't know. Then 2004, we changed their money, right? And here's the denominations they use now, except the 50. Remember, they withdrew the 50 note. Okay? So then there's more history, but let's see. The project to delete the 3 zeros, which is what, see, they don't say RV. That's our terminology. They use this. The project to delete the 3 zeros was scheduled to be completed in 2011, but it was not. Then it was postponed to 2013 and then 2015, and now it's scheduled to be implemented early 2017. Okay, here they talk about other countries who've deleted zeros from their currency. So this is a really good article, in my opinion, for history, so that you're not crazy because, maybe you're the only one in your circle that understands this or believes in it. And you know what? I didn't even, let's see. The link is there. I can't click on it right now, but I bet you it's still good. I bet you it's still a good link. Anyway, when you go to the blog, you'll be able to click on it and see the original article. So yeah, I found this and I thought this would be great to share for people. See here, they talk about printing the large denominations. It only cost 7 cents. Each note was 7 US cents. See, it's very detailed. And here, November 15th, 2016. So this is an old article for historical info proof. It was $3.30, right? So I hope you will go there and read it, print it out, understand. We've been waiting and they've been waiting, right? So it is going to happen. They want it to happen. They've prepared for it to happen. Just things keep happening, but they make plans and they fall through. Then it gets used, in my opinion, the changing the value of their money gets used as a carrot and stick for something else. And, we just got to hang in there. All right. So 30 minutes. I'm going to end it here. I don't know when I'll post again. If there's something worthy of posting, I will. I doubt it's going to be uh, later today, so maybe the 3rd, even the 4th. I wouldn't, if something came out, I wouldn't mind doing a post on the 4th. All right, so as always, accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills, right? Um, what else? Thank you. I don't think I've had any new subscribers in a while. That's okay. But if I do, I just missed you and I'm just saying thank you. Um, yeah, I've been busy. Matter of fact, there's some comments I didn't even reply to. But I read the comments. I mean, you kind of have to. They send it to you, right? So you're kind of forced to read your comments. Whether you want to read them or not. Anyway, so yeah. All right. So, wherever you are enjoying this content, oh yeah, there's, I'll try to put a link to the blog no matter where the podcast is. So if you want to go, and you should go look at that historical article. Um, the, there's an info more, uh, details, right? Every site calls it something different. Click on that box and the link to the blog should be there. And then that article is the very last article at the bottom if you want to see it. All right. So I think that's everything. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.